Toyota Land Cruiser is Ireland's best selling 4x4. So I suppose for a lot of people the question is, why change it? Toyota have upgraded the Land Cruiser for 2016 with a brand new engine. The engine is 2.8 litres, slightly smaller in capacity than the previous model, the 3 litre engine. The end result has been an attempt to improve the fuel economy, and that means better value for money motoring for Land Cruiser drivers. The engine is slightly smaller, as I said, but it has more torque. Torque is up significantly, about 25%. The advantage of this new engine is that the torque increases while the fuel economy also improves. So you get more pulling power for less diesel used. That's primarily the advantage of the new model. I've taken it for a series of test drives over the country over the last 10 days or so, and I'm really impressed with the performance. None of the features have changed in terms of it being stable and solid and its good towing ability. They're all retained in the new model, with the advantage of a 15% improvement in fuel economy. Now, my initial views were that it felt a little bit lower in power, but once I got out on the road and once I got used to it, and once I had about 300 or 400 kilometres under my belt, that whole concept, or that whole notion that it was underpowered, just seemed to fade away. And as I got more comfortable, particularly with this new automatic 6-speed gearbox, it became almost effortless and comfortable to drive. I've had it on-road, we've had it off-road in the Schlievebroom Mountains. I've pulled my own little vintage tractor on a flat trailer behind it, all the way from Athenry up into Longford, North Longford, and at all times it was stable and solid. At towing speeds where we're doing about 80 kilometers an hour, the performance was really good in terms of economy. But as you edge up into the higher speeds, the motorway speeds of 120 kilometers an hour, you can see the fuel economy dropping even significantly. So the message is, the Land Cruiser is more economical, but you need to drive it with economy in mind. And that means retain it around 1500 revs on the clock, and you'll get economy. You'll get that message that they talked about, which they reckon is close to 38 miles to the gallon, which is in excess of 13 litres or 13 kilometres for every litre of diesel. You can achieve it, but you need to be conscious of how you drive in order to do that. Put a trailer on behind, and that adds the load, and you know exactly where you're going from there. It's a very solid 4x4. It's got strength, that gives it stability. It's marginally lighter than the previous one, but you'll hardly notice that. And when you're out there driving, you'll feel confident, you'll feel safe, you'll feel solid. Big high driving position on the road, good ground clearance, and when we took it off-road, it was well able for the conditions. Nothing was a challenge in terms of power. Overall, if it can deliver the level of economy that Toyota are claiming, and if it can do so reliably, because there have been some issues with some of the Land Cruisers with fuel injectors, etc. If this new engine with a lot of new features in it, a lot of new engineering in it, improved engine cooling to minimize losses, so that's where the improvement in economy is coming from, more than anything else. If it can deliver all of that, well then the new Land Cruiser is entitled to retain its title.